Hello, my name is Catherine Scott, and I'm your student's chemistry teacher this year. So welcome to chemistry. If you need to email me to reach me, my email is catherine.scott@mbla.net. So here's a little just about me before I tell you about our class. I'm from California, born and raised in East Bay, and I have a bachelor's in science in pharmaceutical chemistry from UC Davis and a master's in education from Stanford. This is my 5th year at Mountain View, and I've taught chemistry and chemistry honors and biology, and I'm so excited to be starting another year here at Mountain View. So just a little bit about how I think about education. We as a team of chemistry teachers, we believe that all students have the capacity to learn science. And so we are striving as a team to engage students, and particularly since we've all been online for the last year. So engage them in the classroom, foster some classroom community that's collaborative, support them in mastering the content and skills of this class, and challenge them to reflect and grow and put forth their best effort in a subject that can sometimes feel a little intimidating, but it's also a subject that we can have a lot of fun in. So here's my expectations for students, that they take responsibility for their learning and managing their time and asking questions and revising assignments or making up missing work. Most of the students in this class are sophomores and juniors, and so these are skills we're really building to be prepared for after high school. We hope that they treat each other as valuable resources. They work a lot in pairs, doing labs or in class, doing classwork, or also doing group work in larger groups. And so this is a valuable skill as we think about entering a collaborative workforce. And we hope that students are prepared and organized. So bringing all their materials to classes, checking Canvas for anything they may need. So what are they doing in class? We are so excited to be back in the laboratory. What a benefit of being back in person. And so we've already done actually 2 labs, one last week and one on the first week of school. And so students got a little bit of excitement in getting back there and actually getting to do some hands-on science. We also do practice problems, class discussions, reading simulations, note-taking, group work, writing. You think of it, we probably do it at some point this year. We use technology. We've certainly gotten a little better at it in the last year, but we're trying to hope to bring in some more hands-on activities so that students are really getting opportunities to be scientists. And of course, we also do quizzes, unit tests, semesters, finals, all sorts of assessments to make sure that students are really getting the material. So how can they stay organized? All the material for this class is on Canvas, so all daily slides and digital versions of handouts and occasionally digital homework. And there's also announcements in case I need to communicate anything between classes. But everything really, I would say 99% of the material is going to go into their chemistry notebook. Okay, and so this is a notebook that they hope they already have. They've already started setting up. And then we put everything into, and by the end of the year, it's kind of become their own personal textbook of all of their learning in chemistry. And so they need to bring that notebook every day to class. That's the one thing that I tell them they need to bring. It's helpful if they have their own calculator, but I have a whole class set here as well behind me. Their textbook can stay at home. It's a good reference, and occasionally we'll use it. But as I said, they're kind of going to create their own textbook with that notebook. And they also need pens, pencils, colors, personal device, and headphones for the occasional simulation or online kind of check for understanding. Here's how their grade is determined. 80% is chemistry content knowledge, and so that's broken down into our 3 units for this first semester and our 4 units for our second semester. And the weight is just based on kind of the size of the and duration of that unit. And about 10% for their final exam. And then their work habits are 10%. That's mostly homework, which is graded on completion. And they'll have them self-assess a little bit on their collaboration skills throughout the year. Their notebook, that organizational tool, is also worth 10%, and that will be graded each unit. Okay, and our content knowledge is just as anything that is graded based on their competence, their understanding. So quizzes, tests, some labs, things like that. There are revisions and retakes available for each of those. kind of what's our grade scale. This may look slightly different from when you were in high school, but we've been using this particular grade scale for as long as I've been at Mountain View for chemistry. And really what it does is allow students to improve and kind of not stuck in a grade by mid-semester as you might be with some other grade scales, but we still have a high threshold for mastery with that 90% for an A. And so each of these categories are broken down plus and minuses with the exception of the A category. You have a 90, you have an A in this class. You've just demonstrated mastery of the chemistry content. If you're curious about what your student's going to learn this year, here's kind of our current breakdown of units. We're in Unit 1, how chemistry is done. What are some basic skills that we need as a chemist? And then we'll head into atomic structure and electrons and chemical bonding and really look at structure this first semester. During second semester, will be a lot more on chemical reactions. So how do we quantify them and what's energy? How does energy interact in chemical reactions? How can we modify them? And we'll end the year with a kind of application of a lot of what we'll learn in second semester with ocean acidification, looking at acids and bases and kind of what's going on in chemistry in the world. After this class, if your student's planning to take another year of science, we do really hope that students take 4 years of science. They've got a lot of options. Most students, not all, but most have taken biology before chemistry, and so they really have a whole range of options. We'll talk all about it during Advisory Week in January, but they've got physics and APs and anatomy and physiology, a lot of really good options. Just a little bit about the MBLA High School Foundation. They've done some great things for science. They funded digital microscopes and eclipse classes for our solar eclipse in 2017. The main things that we're really excited about, which are a little hard to read on this slide, is a science lab technician that helped fund a position that allows us as science teachers to really put together some wonderful labs for all of our students, and the tutorial center, which is obviously a great resource for students. If there's anything you'd like to let me know about your student, anything that you think would be helpful for me to be aware of as we go forward in the year so that I can best support them, feel free to pause this video right now. You can go to url.mbhs.io/ScottBTSN, and you'll just see a Google form and you can fill it out. And if there's anything in particular you really like, a pressing question, there's a space where you can write your question and your email address, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But mostly, I just want to say thank you. While I'm so grateful to get to be in person with all my students this year, I know it's still a really stressful time. And my main concern is that every student is healthy and safe, both emotionally and physically. So keep in touch with me. If something's going on, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know how I can best support your student this year in chemistry. Okay, my email again there is at the bottom, catherine.scott@mbla.net. And thank you so much for your time.